Hello everyone. How are we all? Who do we have? P's in here. Greg's in here. Non-trolling pre-capitulation stream hype. Modi, Peruli, Hemman, Lotmo Crypto, Powell, Static, Paul, Magi, Cons, Illyrium, French Bull. We got a French Bull here as well. Loads of people in the house. All right, awesome. Cool. Yeah, welcome to all of those whose name I haven't just said, who are now going to say hello in the chat. You're too late. I've done all the hellos. What are you... Fresh snow in, what, almost May? That's crazy. I guess you are in Finland, so fair enough. Cool. All right, we'll get into the charts straight away. So as always, you know the drill. Talk away, hit the like button, do all of those things. Ask me what you want to ask me. And in the meantime, we'll see if we can catch some trades. So far today, we have had basically two decent opportunities. I know I've got the long that's on the screen at the moment, but as a follow-up from the London session that we did earlier on today, we were looking for a short. Basically, we were either looking for it at 2 points. We had an opportunity where we had a bit of a rise here and we were thinking, okay, maybe we can get this kind of situation and then continue. But once we put in these highs that was during, it was here, wasn't it? Oh no, it was here. This one here. So we had the first situation where we were looking at the weekly VWAP. This was one that we had on the trading room, but it wasn't a great trade. And I was still kind of saying, look, not great. Likely that we still go and take out those highs. And I do see in the chat that I've literally just got back from having lunch, so I haven't traded this short yet. Although we probably did have a SFP of those highs with an opportunity to go short from this. Yes, we did. So yeah, coming into previous day EQ, this is something that we were talking about during the trading room this morning. So if anyone took that trade, then congrats. I think there's probably already take profit on this. How big is that of a move? You probably would have got into a short there. Yeah, there's decent profit in that. Take profit back at the VWAP and then see how it goes. So did anyone get that trade? Anyone that was in the trading room this morning and has followed on from the ideas that we've had from that? Or did we all miss it? Because we were all either not at the charts yet, if you're in America, or having lunch if you're in the UK. Too close to VWAP was avoiding the short there, justified in your opinion? I think that's the thing. It's all internal that we've got right now. So what we had was, because again, what we were saying was this situation where you've got a bunch of highs here. I know it's not like you're taking out a load of stops. It was just like this little range. It would have been nice to have swept that. Again, we have the high that came up here, didn't quite take it, coming into the golden pocket, now take it out. An opportunity, I think, for a move down and then get some continuation from this. So I think the short is justified. It's not really a VWAP kind of day because we can see it's just like hugging it. We've not really had any point throughout the whole day where we've had a decent move away from VWAP. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's overall very, 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 very flat and range bound so far today. I think what the whole day's range is only like just over 1%, right? Yeah, like literally 1.1% range for the entire day so far. So yeah, it's not giving us huge opportunities. I think as we go into New York, what I would like to see is lows swept, because earlier on, if we're looking at this, okay, there was the short there. But this is the one that we had from the trading room. It wasn't really giving any indication that that was a decent high. And it was the same at the low. Okay, you did have those 3 spikes down into the low earlier on this morning, but yes, it gave a bounce, but I do think that we can come and take out those lows again at New York Open. So I am watching that. I am in a long from these lows, but it's only like a very small position at the moment because there just really wasn't much going on there. So yeah, we'll monitor. We'll see what we've got. If we have a look on the S&P, let's just do a little bit of work on that because we've got the SPX opening soon. Let's just open up the ES. We'll chart the two together. So these are our levels to be aware of. That was the short from yesterday, which was a winner. Winner. Oh, this is the one from the live stream. Yeah, cool. So that one played out. Taken out previous week low again, and yesterday previous day low. Let's go into the ES and just label this up. Don't need this, don't need this. Let's actually remove. It's also very flat. Why is my previous week EQ here? That's the previous week EQ. I don't know what's going on. Friday. The chart seems messed up. Why does it seem messed up? What have I done wrong here? What have I changed? Regardless, it's fine. It's all good. Right. Back into it. Lows. We've got a bunch of lows down here. So if we're looking at New York Open, which is happening in just under 20 minutes, we've got a bunch of lows. I think if we can come down and take these out, doesn't necessarily have to take out all of them, but if we can come down and take out these ones, that would be good. As for the highs, we don't know if this trend is going to continue at the moment, so we've just got some highs up here. So when we're going into the open, we're looking to sweep some of these, and then that will help us to get into a position. We had a downtrend, but it's not very clearly defined. We are at support. So this was the support that we were looking at the week before last, even, or no, last week. We were looking at this move down to come into the weekly level, into the previous week POC. Last week it was the previous week, now it's the previous week POC, and to find that as support. So now we've got that as our low, and we are finding support here. Although we have a downtrend at the moment, I am looking at this as decent support until it is lost. So therefore, I would be favoring long positions despite the trends, just because we're at the bottom of the range. We're more of a range bound environment at the moment than a trending environment. So because we're at the low of that range, then longs. If we can't clearly identify a trend, you go for the range, and we're down towards the lows of it. If we're just going to quickly do this as well, then your previous week POC is your weekly open. So yeah, if we can get a situation during New York Open where lows are taken, and then we can get a little bit of a change of market structure here. I know we've got this that's already going up, but if we can take those out, consolidate, and then continue higher, I think that would be pretty good. So let's just go back onto Bitcoin. I don't think the DXY is particularly interesting at the moment. Bouncing. Again, DXY is at support, but has had a bounce from there. ES is at support and has had a bounce from there. So difficult. Bitcoin's at support and has had a bit of a bounce. What else do we have to say? We're going to the CBD. Earlier on today, we did have some bullish divergence on spot, which has started to play out already. We are getting a decent amount of... There is a decent rise in open interest at the moment. Yeah. You reckon Litecoin is still a way to go? The thing is, as soon as Litecoin starts pumping, it's not good. Like, you just don't... Litecoin's like the last thing to move, always. So if Litecoin's pumping, we're probably going to dump. I would imagine that move is more or less done at this stage. It's just a bounce, isn't it? Bear, no, you've not missed anything yet. We're just having a little bit of a look, just having a bit of a catch up and going over some plans. I'm trying to think what I haven't spoken about yesterday and what I haven't already spoken about today. Although those of you not in the crew won't know what we spoke about today because it was the trading room. So I may cover those things again. Short squeeze loading. We'll see. I don't have high hopes for a particularly volatile day. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm in a long position. It's okay. We can have a look at some alts. There are some alts that I have been looking at. There are a couple of altcoin trades that I have taken. So let me remind myself of what they are. I think it was it's not on that one. Blur. This is Blur. Again, we're looking at this as a possible swing trade, but at the moment it's very, very early days. All right. Bruh, ultra shit meme coin levy attack on the Titan coin. I don't even know what that is. I'm not gonna look at the really, really nasty stuff. Didn't you talk about ARB yesterday, long from 1.3 overnight? Did I? My memory fails me on these streams sometimes. Did I? Was there another chart? No. What did I draw on this? We've got this, haven't we? So taking out those lows. I think this is just the thing we were just doing the scan, weren't we, yesterday? That we've taken the lows, we're finding support, it's got the opportunity to squeeze. We were looking at 4-hour divergence down there. The fact that it's holding everything, you've got these 4-hour divergences starting to play out. And that there is potential for really decent bounces across the board on a lot of these assets at the moment. So it was more of just 1.3 with just this being around support and probably taking it back up into here somewhere. What we also had was like, cool. Yeah, so from the 4-hour, you're into decent support there, and then 30-minute time frame, you're just taking out these lows. Yeah. Don't know what that is. I mean, the market looks okay. It looks like it still wants to bounce a little bit higher. So we'll see if we can get that. We're monitoring the render trade as well. That actually has had the SFP, so there could be a short. We were looking at this. This is another one that we spotted during the trading room earlier. Just because we had these highs, like 1, 2, 3, 4, taking all of these out, that swing failure pattern up at the highs there, and now getting a bounce. Ideally, you'd want to see a bit more of a move up. Try and get it into that OB somewhat, but entries around here on render. Yeah. Luke, when you were scalping on the 1 to 3 minute time frame, what time frame do you use for ES1? Do you look at it on a higher time frame like the 15 minutes or just as general guidance? Realistically, I'm always taking my trades on the 1 minute, regardless of what like analysis that I'm doing, because unless it's a swing trade and I don't really care where the price is, if I want to get an entry, then 1 minute's going to give you the best entry, unless you're using like trend rev or volume or things like that, which are okay if you're just purely a scalper. But if you want to be getting those trades that can last a bit longer, especially in the kind of conditions that we're in now where things aren't particularly high volume, then yeah, 1 minute is where I'm getting all of my entries. But 15 minute is where I'm looking for like, okay, well, if I can get an entry, this is where I want to take it. So for example, on an altcoin here, we're just looking at the 15-minute time frame. We can see that we've got this OB here, and we can see that this, within this wick, basically is where for myself, I would be looking to take a short position on this asset, which is render. But if I'm looking at it in more detail, then yeah, 1 minute's where I'll actually find the entry from this. So we do have an actual trade here that we might be able to take. I need to get into the swing of things a bit more here. What is going on with cake? I don't know. We'll have a look at cake in a minute. How long do we have until New York Open? 7 minutes. This is like the same trade that we took on render on last Thursday's stream. Very similar structure going on here. Also waiting for Woo, alerts on Woo. What has happened to this thing? Yo, dead. So I didn't clarify. I meant if you're scalping BTC on the 1 minute, do you look at the ES on the 1 minute too? Yes. I look at everything on the 1 minute. That's the simple answer. 1 minute. For an entry, doesn't matter what asset it is that I'm looking at. So yeah, one minute. That doesn't mean I can't look at, because if you're not going to get anything on the 1 minute, like if this is all just looking a little bit scrappy, then fair enough. But generally speaking, I'll be 4 hour. Okay, 4 hour I really like just as a general guide for the market. 15-minute gives you what's going on the day. And then we're going down to 5-3-1 minute for scalp entries, but you may as well just trade on the 1. Because what you see on the 1 is more or less what you're going to see on the 3 and 5 minute as well. I'm hoping we can get a bit of action. I'm struggling to think what to talk about. Sometimes I get like this. How many viewers have we got in here? Let's do the usual thing. So yeah, please do hit the like button. I'm going to do until I think of something that I need to talk about. It's just one of those streams so far today where I'm like, I kind of said everything that happened yesterday is what we're still looking at today. So if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Hopefully we are going to trade the New York Open. Hopefully we're going to get a pretty decent setup. It is a fairly flat day so far, but we'll see what we can get. If you are, of course, new to the channel as well, then please do go check out tauruscrypto.com, where you can find more information about our community. You can sign up to the crew, which is where we do our live trading rooms on a daily basis. We've got tons of educational content over there. It's a really great community, loads of just good traders hanging out together, trading together, and just a very nice place to be. So do go check out tauruscrypto.com if you would like any more information on that. And yeah, follow me on Twitter, do all of those kind of things. That's about it. Yes, Jay, we do have some data being released in half an hour. So just after New York Open, we do have consumer sentiment and some housing market data being released. Nothing high impact, but it could bring a little bit of volume into the market. Probably not on Bitcoin, but maybe the ES is going to get a bit of a reaction, and therefore, because of the correlation between the two, then we might be able to get something then. But we'll see. We've got about half an hour from New York Open where we should be able to get some relatively stable conditions. I prefer the kind of days where you've got news before the open, because then it pushes a bit of volume into the market and then it makes it a little bit easier to trade. But yeah, as of yet, everything very, very chill. We do maybe have a short just here as we're just looking at this now. So local market structure, we had the SFP. We've not really broken it as such, but if you are looking for a short and still looking to take the lows, this is the golden pocket here. And we have been doing that fairly consistently today. Yeah. My phone's going off. What? He's calling me. Move this back onto the 1 minute. And oh my god, it's almost the New York Open. Right, okay. Let's put this here. Let's open up the ES. There's your open. We got a bit of volume straight away. Okay. Luxury in the house as well. We've got everyone here. Jay, expecting stop hunt in both directions, really. Price was stalking here, taking orders. Let's all wrecked. Yeah, I think so as well. We're just caught in the middle at the moment. Like there's a maybe short that we've just come into here. We do have liquidity below us. It would be good if we can take out these lows still. We still have daily open to hit. So it is just one of those days so far where we just are waiting and watching to see what happens. Like even on the ES here, we haven't taken out these lows. So yeah. Of crypto for our RSI bull div in oversold, just pump it. I mean, look, eventually we are looking at a bounce from this. I just don't know if it's going to happen today. So there's still plenty that we can trade here before we get into what's going on the 4 hour. The 4 hour we know looks really good on altcoins. It looks really good on Bitcoin. It does look like we are going to start pushing up higher, but it's going to take some time down here at these lows before that happens. If it does squeeze up on the open, then that's cool because we're in a long position. That is the trade that's been taken today already. That's like the one really clear one that we did have. So if we do start pushing higher, then this is great. But as a scalp and as a just to trade the open, we don't have anything. I mean, if we're not going to get anything, we can just focus on higher time frame analysis today. That is something that we can look at and just not bother with the open. I'll set some alerts. Right. Where's the like button on mobile? There's a like button, surely. Cake going for the all-time high on the reverse chart. What is going on? I'm just going to have a look at this. What is this cake thing? Cake USDT, right? Is there a perps on it? No, it's just spot. Is this pancake swap? Cool. Is that like proper lows? What's on Binance? Surely it'll be Binance that's got the most data because. Ah. Do they have perps? No, it's all spot. Yeah. The Gate IO have perpetuals. Spot. I'm not looking at it. It's a spot thing. I'm never going to buy spot pancake swap. Yeah, no point at all doing that. If it had perpetuals, then maybe I'd look for a long once it takes out its all-time low, but no thank you. Not one for me to be holding. Let's just chart some stuff. We've set the alerts, so yeah. Did anyone short it? Probably not. I mean, that setup was there. I don't think anyone caught the one from earlier, and we haven't taken out the high, so it's there, but you're so close to VWAP. I know about Aleph Zero. It's not a very new coin, though, Kev. But it's okay, yeah. Video shorted, cool. Aptos does look good, yes. Welcome, Pedro. It's okay, you've not missed much. I'm just going to do some charting. I'm going to wait for the alerts to hit. We're just going to start doing some charting. We're going to make sure that we're ready for the short squeeze that I think is probably likely to happen fairly soon. So let's throw it onto the 4 hour. Let's look at where we have some. Let's throw it onto the daily, first of all. We have traded through there. We have... This was such a slow grind down. It's really, really difficult to find any place that you can say with confidence through any of this that is where you would want to basically have a short opportunity. So if we're looking at the whole move down, POC is right at the top, and that gives you entries around here. If we're looking at this move, let's just go from the breakdown. Let's start to do this. POC is at the bottom. So the volume that we've got here is very, very low. If we're looking at MPOCs, this is another thing that we can look towards, but I think that's only really going to give scalps on the way down. Then this is lining up with what we have on EXO, I believe. So I probably don't need to mark these. We're looking at 28080, which on here, that's the same. 28800, 28800, 29300, 29300. Okay, so the MPOCs that are lining up on TradingView are basically what we have on EXO. Someone mentioned the 4-hour MPOC, so we can take a look at those as well and just see if there's anything. But I do think once we start to move through this range here, then it's likely that we're going to end up retracing the move down that we saw last week. There's not a particular point within that, unless you're looking at 28800. This is what we were talking about yesterday as a potential area to necessarily be looking at for shorts. So yeah, that would be this here. Timeframe. Yeah, literally that's where we've got to be looking towards, isn't it? Because we've hit the POC of the range, we've hit the yearly POC, we've flipped that. You would say what was support turning into resistance. I don't really think that's the case. I think we're looking more likely at this being a deviation. We've got the yearly level, we've got the anchored view up from the high, and we do have other things up there to be looking at. What if we pull some fibs from here? Damn it. There's not really any confluence with anything. Chart is confusing. It is. Like, we've just had a really, like, last week's move down. Honestly, I just think we're going to end up at some point with a short squeeze. We've been talking about this, like, yesterday. We're talking about the support that we're at. It's a really difficult point to do the high time frame analysis. Because no matter what you're looking at, it's like, okay, there's all these just maybe little points because of the move down, the nature of the grind that we had down last week. So yeah, we'll just continue to trade this range that we're in at the moment. But I think move up to 28800 seems what's likely if we are going to get a squeeze out of this. This environment comes time and time again after non-stop volatility. Slow drop, micro range, everyone gets chopped before the squeeze move. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that is where we're probably looking at most of the confluence being. Interesting you say 28.8, which is the 0.5 fib. We did the same thing between February 26th and March 2nd after the drop. Same pattern emerging, perhaps. Yeah, so would that be the 0.5 from this whole move down? I just drew fib from this one. Yeah. February 26th to March 2nd. Didn't come to the 0.5, did it? Hmm? Oh, I've done something, yay. Okay, yeah, it came. Yeah, it did. Cool. What's going on the S&P? Do we have something we can that's interesting for us here? Okay, cool. Lows taken. All of the lows taken. Good. Finally. Okay, we got a bit of action here. We've been waiting for some alerts to hit, and we have hit some alerts. Good. Right. So, where is Bitcoin? We're getting a move down. On Bitcoin, we want to take out the lows from earlier on this morning, which is still a long way away. So let's continue to monitor the ES down to the weekly. Yeah. You would like to see a bounce here. But are we really, if we're looking at trading Bitcoin on this, although we probably would be expecting a bounce from the ES, we're still just in the middle here on Bitcoin. So, This is going to be one of those situations where there's hardly any liquidity and one large player is going to take it to another level in one go, up or down. Yeah. I'm not the only one, am I? Is everyone else just... If you look at this chart, there isn't anything left on it other than... I mean, even... We got the move to 27,200, which is what we were saying yesterday. This is what we said last night, where we would look for support. And we want to spend some time down at 27,200 in order to get a move up. that has happened. We're in the long position. We're just waiting for some kind of confirmation that this is like, we've not really broken out of any market structure. We're stuck in a range. We're in the middle of the range. Yeah, I don't think we're going to go lower, Mr. Fry. I just don't think that's likely. I think this is what, at this stage, what we're looking at. I just don't know if now, so 27,200, it was literally like, okay, there, because that was the 618. That's what we caught. And there's a long from yesterday. So I'm already in that long from this one. So we're already long from here. It's not even come up to hit like a proper take profit yet. And you want to try and see if this can just extend up and start to recover some of the damage that was done last week. So there's two longs, both with pretty easy invalidation. We don't want to go taking those lows again. This isn't previous day. Oh, it is. It still is, yeah. We have bullish CVD. Yes, we do. We've got, you look on the 4-hour chart and there's just bullish RSI across everything. This was what we were talking about last week, where we had the bullish divergence at the POC. We lost that. We then put in a new low. We took those out. Then had the other opportunity to create that bullish divergence on CVD, the RSI. A lot of the altcoins doing the same thing. We've got Ethereum, which is at real good support, high time frame support. So this is from the dip that we had back in March. Okay, you've got your anchored view up there and you've got your POC there. It's also the monthly open. So real good confluence here on Ethereum, but it's just like spending a lot of time here. So other than swing trade, so for example, on Ethereum, you're probably looking at a bounce that's going to take you back up to around about like 1,920. If we can get Bitcoin moving up towards 28,800. You've got a load of altcoins that are looking nice here. It is what we spoke about last week. It's like, okay, we found some support. What you want to do is find like these little wedge patterns. You want to hold down here. You want to build a bit of just build some support, and then we can squeeze out of that. This trade was from earlier and still stands because we haven't really broken those highs on Aptos. TV, which exchange would you trade without Bybit due to KYC? I'm still going to be trading on Bybit. We covered this yesterday, so I don't see the KYC being an issue. Algo looks like death. It does, doesn't it? It does. Alan Armstrong, yes, you do need to KYC on Bybit now. In order to trade, you can still withdraw funds and stuff. If you've got like a few weeks, a couple of weeks to get your KYC done on Bybit. Back when I was a boy, the S&P went up when it opened, yes. Not anymore. We're in different times. We have a market that goes in two directions right now. It's not COVID anymore. Maybe I'm just going to go on a KYC rant again because we don't have a trade here. So, Alan, do you think do you think this KYC thing might scare people away from Bybit like it did with BitMEX? Pedro says it has scared you away. Yes, of course, it's going to scare people away. But if it is scaring you away, then I think it's laziness mainly more than like actual concern. We covered this yesterday during the stream. They're not reporting anything to anyone. It is just a regulatory thing that every single centralized exchange is going to be doing. So what is the point in switching to something like KuCoin or something like MEXC or something like BingX that doesn't have KYC when at some point you're going to have to do it anyway? Every single centralized exchange will have KYC. It will be a requirement of all of them. So all you're going to end up doing if you're avoiding doing the KYC is you're just going to keep having to move your money from one centralized exchange to the next one, 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 to the next one. Stick to the exchange you like. Don't be lazy about it. And just do the KYC. All it's asking for is for your identity. Pedro, they are not reporting anything to the local tax authority. They have no ability to do that. It literally says in the report, they are not doing it. It is encrypted data. It is not being sent to anyone. And this is the thing for a lot of them. If you're looking on Coinbase, for example, or on Binance, they have a little bit more regulatory stuff that if you complete certain levels of the KYC and you actually put your tax information in there, then that's going to get reported. But in the instance of Bybit, they're not reporting it to anyone. So, yeah, it's just, as far as I'm aware, maybe that will change, but you don't get worried about that stuff. Seriously. Like, I know we love crypto because it's like, oh, it's the Wild West and we want to be like, I don't know. The way I see it is the reason that I trade crypto is because it's more volatile and it's a bit more interesting than the legacy markets. It's no different to trading like Forex or stocks where you're going to have to do the KYC anyway. So whatever. KYC ran over. I'm probably going to have to do this on every stream for a while. Like, just get used to it. Just get used to it. Unless you're going to do DeFi, get used to KYC. But yeah, if you're in, and this is again what I said yesterday, I would imagine that the reason they are doing this stuff with the KYC now is so that they can lift those restrictions that they have in the USA and in Singapore and in other of the other restricted countries. The reason that they have restrictions is because they're not following the regulatory guidance from those places. But if they do start to follow that and everyone's going to have KYC, then why would it still be restricted? Yeah. Once they start to do KYC and once everyone has KYC in place, then they'll probably open that up to US citizens. They'll probably open it up to Singapore citizens. They'll probably open it up to other places that at the moment are restricted. Again, we don't know for certain, but why would they do it otherwise? All I would say is, like, please just don't go to a B-book exchange that act as a market maker and that make money through liquidating their clients. So something like BitGet. So I know there's a lot of BitGet shillers around at the moment, but just don't go there because then it's just going to make crypto really nasty because instead of making money from fees, they make money from liquidations. Whereas a lot of these exchanges that we work with at the moment are a book, which means that it's for every buyer there is a seller. That isn't the case on some of these newer exchanges that are coming out that are like super shady. So yeah, use something like, by all means, move over to another CAX, but please make sure it's an A book exchange and not a B book exchange, because otherwise you're just feeding into other people's liquidations, which is like, the space will just become a mess if that starts happening. Because it's like an FTX situation all over again, where the exchange has like an actual incentive to liquidate people, which is like, ugh, nasty. Coinbase Bahamas derivatives is going to be the place to trade. Is that a real thing? Does that even exist? I don't even know. I don't know. I'm not an expert in all of this stuff. I just trade. I'm going to continue to trade on Bybit because I've done my KYC. The only annoying thing is it means that I can't trade on multiple accounts anymore. But technically, you shouldn't do that anyway. So just have to utilize the sub accounts, which again is okay. What's your bearish scenario now? Talk about scenarios. So we went over some of the high time frame analysis yesterday. And I just see a situation where the fact is, how I'm seeing this at the moment is that we had looked for a short from 31k down to 28. So we're in that short position to 28k. We lost 28k. Now, I just see this as being a very similar situation. You know what happens when we have like a daily point of control or a session VWAP or something, where so often you have that line that's coming in and price just runs below, it absorbs below a key level on the day, and then eventually it reclaims it and gets continuation in the direction that you want it to go. I see that as just happening here on a higher time frame, which is why I am looking for a move up out of this current range. I think that the move we had down last week, 28k, just became a little bit crowded. It was okay when we were talking about it back here, right? That was fine. We were looking at that. There was good confluence down there. But when it took such a long time and it was just such a slow grind into 28k, more and more and more and more and more people started to notice that this was good support and this is where you might want to get a bounce. Now, we attempted it. We went for the long here. In hindsight, probably not the best for a swing long, because all of the other idiots started crowding in onto this same trade because it took such a long time. If it was just a case of, okay, we went up to 38k, we had a range, and then we just went poof, then I think we would have been good. But it took such a long time to get down there that in the end, you just have to wipe them all out. Just get rid of open interest. And then this is what I was saying in the Discord. That low in this case probably isn't going to hold, because you're going to get people who are stopped here entering back in over the weekend. We need to stop them a few more times and start to form like a descending wedge or something in order to get a squeeze that can take us out higher again. So that's almost what we're seeing. Okay, if we're just looking at things, if we zoom in here, I'm just going Mr. Fry, I know this was your question and I don't really need to explain all of this stuff to you, but this is like just my bias at the moment. But I do think we're sat at pretty decent support. If we are going to continue lower, I don't really see anything until we get down to 25. I don't think an SFP of this low is going to work out. I know there's people that are looking at that at the moment. So by that, I mean, like, this is getting a bit of a mess. Let's take off this. So now that we're below this POC, I think there's a lot of people looking for these lows to be swept. I would not consider that trade at the moment to be the one that I would like to. Yeah, I think if that's going to happen, then we're probably likely headed for another leg lower, which takes us down towards 25, 24, 23. There, it's just you're looking at 26.2 as a possibility. Yeah. I think if we don't hold here and bounce here, I'd be looking at the yearly VWAP and the fibs that we have from like the year so far. So we go back onto this, and this is the support that I would start to look at. Is where's that yearly VWAP? It's around 24,350 at the moment. That could probably come up to around about here, so 25k. That fills in this move, but the problem is it's not really like single prints or anything. It's just another situation where you're going to have a POC in the middle of that becomes a trade. You've got the 0.5 down there, and then it starts to become a little bit messy with all the support that's lower because the speed of that move up was just so fast. We've looked at this like a repeat of this, so we know what happened previously on that move down. Okay, if we're looking at that, then it's going to take us into like, same kind of area, right? So I think I'd be more inclined to say that if the long from here doesn't play out and this isn't the low, but just being very simply that 28k was good support. It needed to have a shakeout because it was overcrowded. We're just running below it. We're absorbing below it. We're reaccumulating below it, and we're going to just be continuing on because I still think we've got liquidity up here that needs to be taken. So 33k up towards there. The S&P doesn't look too bad. It still is holding beneath major resistance, so that still looks like it can break higher as well. If that fails, I think it's quite a lot lower. So it's going to get, that's when it gets really yuck. What is going on the heat map as well? Got Aptos on the heat map at the moment. We've got this like massive bullish CVD. We've got open interest, not so much today, but yesterday was increasing. We're still bringing in negative delta. We're still bringing in bullish CVD above. Look at this thing. This is so funny. So this is like completely unrelated, but look, someone's obviously like running a bot on a moving average. Look at this. What moving average is this? It's here as well. Oh, wow. We found like some hidden alpha. Look. Someone's got some bot running it must be to a moving average. Oh, it's been, no, it's from like pivot highs and then there must be some, it's probably not alpha. Does it work? It caught that one. It didn't really catch this. Stop price momentarily there. Okay, it's probably not something really that interesting to be looking at. I just find this stuff interesting. It's not like I don't know if we can trade off of it, but trailing stops. Why would it be a trailing stop? Because it's continuing to go down once it's range bound here. So I don't think it's that. It's like it starts from here And then, weird. Would be cool if you could create some order book art, e.g. Sailor's Life. I mean, that would actually be quite fun. You could just do that. Oh, that's a good idea. Like you could do that. You could really easily just do that. Just like throw it up in the charts up here. Do it on a fairly... I mean, this doesn't even have to be a big account. How much Bitcoin is this? 200 Bitcoin. Yeah, should we just write a big Taurus logo? We'll do it on an exchange that's got a bit less... maybe is a bit easier to do this on, like Durabit or something. Where are we at? Was there any significance to what's just happened here? Oh, right, we've just taken out that though. Okay. Anyone going to be brave and attempt to long off of this? It's just local liquidity. So, nah, yes, it's still dumping. Fair enough. Is there... If you want to be brave about it, I probably would prefer to see this one taken down here. I mean, I don't know if it's brave or whether it's being stupid, it's internal. So therefore, it's not a particularly good trade. French bull, I would not have very much confidence in this either. The fact that the ES is still dumping. But, hey, if you're that bored, I'm not taking it. Of course, there is no financial advice in any of these streams. But my opinion would be that, there you go, that low's not going to hold. The next one, we'll see. DXY is bouncing, yeah. Give that a go as resistance on the DXY. Maybe. There it is. See what kind of reaction this gets to here. It's just a 15-minute OB. There's not really anything else to go off on this. So we're just drawing lines on the chart at this point, which may or may not work. Oh, what was the data that just came out as well? So we did have, like I said, it was unlikely to cause too much of a move. CB consumer confidence, new home sales, Richmond manufacturing index. Showing consumer confidence as 101.3, whatever that might mean. It was forecast to be 104. Level of a composite index based on surveyed households. Financial confidence is a leading indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for a majority of overall economic activity. Survey of about 3,000 households, which asks respondents to rate the relative level of current and future economic conditions, including labor availability, business conditions, and overall economic situation. So it is showing that people are less confident than they thought people would be. I didn't bring that up on the screen, but there it is. This is what's just happened. Not very interesting. It's just markets moving because some people have said some stuff. Just a poll there. Come on, market. Mr. Fry, you are... New house sales are up. Yeah, they are, yeah. This is the only real clear setup that we've had from the stream so far, which was the short on render, which is already a short that I am in from up here, and now we're going for it again here. Aptos wrecked. Never got the change of market structure. Never happened. So although that was a setup that we were looking at, we needed to take out these highs and come up here in order for that to be a thing, because that's where the fibs would have given us some confidence. But it didn't happen. So we can lose this. That never became an OB because it never gave any imbalances. This was based on this being like, okay, we're going to get a bounce here. That's a shame. Litecoin dumping, good. Arbs into an okay area. Blur. Something we've been looking at, but it's a swing trade. Get rid of all of this. Good. Move this here. Just make this screen all nice. There we go. SPX has some room to fall here. No liquidity till 40.86. I don't know about that. I don't know if it's like... It's very similar to what Bitcoin did last week, right? It's just grinding down into support, but maybe on this occasion, this one can hold. I'm looking to accumulate more Litecoin on the daily. Still needs to dump more before I next jump in. Why would you buy Litecoin? Of all the things. If we do get an imaginary bull bounce, what's going to go harder, BTC or the fairy coins? Oh, altcoins. Bitcoin's only likely to do what? So we're looking at 28,800, right? That's the number. That's the number plucked out of the sky for our TA experiment that we all run on a daily basis to see where can we find some levels to take a trade from. So 28,800 is the one. So what's that? It's not even like barely 5% up from here. So we're looking at like a 6% move. Surely altcoins can outperform that. Surely. Let's look at what else do we have? The BTC dominance. No one's looked at that for a while since we've been up at the range highs. We're up at the top of the range here. I think the Bitcoin dominance could start to fall if we can confirm this is a little bit of support. We had a really good bounce on ETH BTC from the golden pocket. It's now starting to pull back. If we come down to 0.0655 or 0.06, between 0.065 and 0.066, you're coming back into a decent area on this. And then I think, yeah, overall the BTC pair on Ethereum looks pretty good. Can we be looking at a situation this year where ETH has a real good run and we're going to do something like this and we're going to be flipping Bitcoin later on in the year? Maybe, but unlikely, right? Pedro. How many times is Pedro going to ask for Radix? We'll have a look. XRD USDT. I'm gonna chart this for you because I know you got a little upset with me last week. What's the one with the most this is why I didn't chart it. XRD is not gonna flip either. It's coming back down here. Bitfinex. XRD. It's not even a Bitfinex. What, USD XRD dollar? Nah. Oh, okay, fair enough. You must have. I really hope you don't have a bag from back here. I just don't. I don't see how a move like that can do anything other than come all the way back down to where it started from. I just don't see how that is in any way sustainable. That is a blow off top, and you are going to the bottom. Like, that is just how it works, really, right? Do you see charts apart from maybe like doge, doge, that can have an impulse up and can hold and continue higher? That is 5 waves, blow off top, it's coming back down to the lows. Now, I'm happy to be wrong on this. I know you do really like this token fundamentally, which is fine. And yeah, if you sold some at 14.5 cents, then that's great. I think, but yeah, I reckon you'll get another opportunity to accumulate more below like 5 cents again. I could be wrong. You're waiting to buy back in. Ah, cool. Yeah, that's just what I'm saying. It's like very unusual that you see what is very clearly blow off top. And after that, you're going to go through a whole market cycle. Like even things like, yeah, we see this happen all the time, even with coins that are known to just pump like crazy. No worries, Pedro. I'm glad you're not sat there being a bag holder from like buying it at 14 cents. Then I would have felt bad. Froylan Bass, new subscriber here. Do you always do live stream every night? So like Pia said on here, the Discord, the link to the Discord is in the description below. You can also go to tauruscrypto.com. If there is anyone else who's a new subscriber here, then welcome. Thank you for joining us. Apologies for the price action today. There's really not a lot that we can talk about. We're just having a general chit chat. But do go check out tauruscrypto.com. Here is where you can find more information about our community. You can join the Discord by clicking on the Discord guy there, or the link is in the description on this video. With that, you can see all of the events. So if you go over onto the Discord itself, which is here, you can see the events that we have running. These are all of our live trading sessions that are with the crew. And you can see our schedule and stuff. That's what we do. So this gives you all of the public schedule and the crew schedule, which is like our VIP section for our community. Oh, what have I done? I always do that. Get rid of this. There we go. Back to normal. Yeah, the thing is, like, I know, and this is what we do as this isn't anchored, right? Is it? I've moved this. There we go. That's better. That's better. Do swipe bus. Do I have to? No, we. Yeah, maybe. I'll look at swipe. I think this is. I don't like swipe as an asset at all. This is the trade we had. Yeah. Short this thing as low as it can go. Short from 65 cents. Good. Okay, cool. Well, you're in a short. That's good. Oh, I need to look at Woo. So if you're short, oh, that is actually a really nice trade. So what? You just take out. You got this nice little downtrend going. Golden pocket. Good. Yeah. So I guess short from 65, I guess this was probably this one, yeah? So you're looking at something along these lines to take out those, or even to go even lower. So that would be a first take profit. I mean, first take profit if you just take out these lows. Copy that over. You're then looking at shorting it as low as it can possibly go. Yeah, good trade. Good trade. That is very clean. Yeah. Well done. I thought this was one of those situations where people were going to ask, like, oh, does it look like a good long? But no, short. Good. Good. Elliot, you're on the right side of this one. That was really clean. Really, really nice. So it was Woo. Yes. Woo is the alert that's just gone off. So I am looking for a long on Woo. This is an alert to say start paying attention. Got a decent little downtrend going on here. We're in the right kind of area. We have this daily level. If we can hit the daily level, I think that is what I would prefer. And ideally, what you'd really like to see is just dipping it into that, into these imbalances down here. If you can dip into there, quickly reclaim that daily level, hold it as support, then you can get a bit of a bounce. So this is what we want to see on Woo. So the alert's gone off. I think at this stage it's now quite likely that this is going to happen. So we just want to see that sweep, hold, start to do whatever it needs to do, and then get a decent bounce out of that. So no position yet, but that's what I'm looking for in this one. Chili's could be a short here. Oops. Okay, so we took this high. Just seeing if there's any other little trades that we can just monitor. SFP of highs. Good. I can catch a short like in here somewhere. Luke, do you ever look at order flow on alts for entries? Not very often. There are occasions where I do look at it if we are watching something that's maybe really high volume at the time. If something that's moving a lot, and maybe we're looking for, like, it's going parabolic, we're looking for an opportunity to look for short positions, maybe after it's had one of those blow off tops or it started to form a range afterwards. Are we getting the divergences there? Are we getting everything that we want to see? But generally speaking, no, because I trade alts from a bit more of a high time frame perspective. I'm not really trading them like in and out on the same day as much. Then yeah, the order flow is not as important for myself on that. Yeah. Are you looking for the lows from earlier to be taken to get into a long? I mean, that is what we were looking for, yes. But like these ones, yeah? These ones. Not these ones. I'd like to see that hold. Pedro, I do not own any Radix. I never have owned any Radix. Blur is coming in to give a bit of a This is back to where we wanted to see this. Okay. I don't want to any radix. I don't want to. I know the altcoins I like. I think it's a pump and dump coin. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Here we go. Let's get something just to finish things off here on a bit of a high. I love how my water bottle becomes invisible when I drink it. Thinks it's part of the background. Oh. Okay, everyone. Let's manifest the dump to take out these lows. Don't bounce. Come on. Everyone's short. Market short Bitcoin. Now. Do it. Take out the lows so we can go long. Apologies for raping your ear holes with my dulcet tones. You what? You got the Woo trade. What? No. Woo's got to go lower. I'm not ready not ready to go long Woo yet. I was there to what? Not there to just wait. What? No. Oh my god. No. Okay, I will have just been filled on that then. I hope. Have I? Yes. I'm long on Woo. Cool. Okay, good. Good. I set some limit orders there. Just because. I think I feel like one of them. I'm long on Woo. Hooray. What's your entry? Mine is 0.245. Exactly. Is that like... Oh my god. We got the same entry, Greg! We got the same entry. We did it. We're probably going to get stopped out now. The streamer and the troll can't both win. How have we taken the exact same... Okay, have you done a ladder order here? This is really creepy. Have you done a ladder order, and where does your ladder order end? Because I've also done a ladder order of 10. I have 10 orders. I can just bring it up on here quickly. Oh, whoa. Let me just... Hold on. One limit order. I did a ladder. I don't know what size this is. Tiny. Right, I need to log into that account. Why not increase your position the closer it gets to invalidation? What do you mean? Yeah, that's what I'm doing, yeah. I've got limit orders in between here, down to 0.24. I'll show it, hold on. It's like this. So there's where I got filled. But it's only like $200 trade, but yeah. It's really not very exciting. Messed up my whole screen now. Oh, there we go. VRA. Veracity. Is that the one? Veracity. Oh, check that out. A little local SFP of the lows. This is okay, isn't it? I don't know the token, but I like the support that it's fine. That it's got here. You have some type of... If you're just going from like the daily to maybe up here. It's difficult with these like low volume ones. So that was your... You dropped into the imbalances into the single prints from the weekly. Drop it down onto the daily. Rally. Change of market structure. Holding POC. This is probably the POC. Maybe just above where price is at the moment. Yeah. You're probably not too far off. Okay. Yearly. Anchor view up. Anchor view up from the high. From that one I go for. Okay. Another one of those where you'd like to see it like just get a bit of a bounce. Just to give itself some space above that, and then you can be looking at it. Just looks like a bit of a like, what have I done here? Move this. Where was that? Oh, I've just moved the harmonic thing. Yay. There we go. Well, this big like 200 daily EMA around it as well. So it's similar to a lot of these alts at the moment. Like you've fallen just slightly below where you would consider like major support. You're just, what we're looking for is accumulation below there, and then that pops back up, and then you can look at this to be a bit of like reaccumulation type of thing after having had a decent move up earlier. They came up into the value area high. Was that the value area high at the time? Yes, it was. You come back into the POC. Another one of those tokens that looks pretty decent, like on the higher time frames. But everything's going to depend on what Bitcoin does. You've just had this local little SFP off it here. Yeah, not bad. Let's see if Bitcoin can just take these lows. Greg, I mean, my position size is really pathetic as well. I'm like $2 in profit. It's really bad. I thought I was because I got 1/10 of my position size filled. So where would I top up on Woo? Where would that be? Is it here? Yeah. I don't know, man. You got to look at like local. Ugh, where would you top up on this? Back above VWAP, change market structure, come back in to the like 0.25 ish, back down here. So if it bounces, does this, does this, does this? I don't know. Hey, look, it's moving. I'm now in like $4 profit. Happy days. Can buy myself a beer. So the thing with Bitcoin is I'm already in a low from the low that we had. I'm already in a long from the low that we had earlier, and I've taken profit on that. I don't have limit orders set, but I don't mind with limit orders on small position sizes and shitcoins. But when I'm going like full position size on Bitcoin, that's more of like, that's actual trading, not just having a bit of fun. Like with the altcoins, a lot of it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? You get the odd one every now and again that makes you some really good profit. Like the render short was quite nice. That was like $1,000 profit. And you get ones now and again that work out quite well. I tend to be able to go in with more size on short positions for some reason. Longs I always end up being like really sketchy on. I guess because I calculate things, I'm so used to buying spot. So I calculate things based on that, and then I forget that I'm taking leverage into account. I'm like, oh, actually, I've not really spent very much money on this at all. What was I saying? I'm so weird. What was I talking about before? The Bitcoin long. Yeah, so I'm sorry. I'm in a long from Bitcoin. So that is the one that we caught earlier, like just at the beginning of the trading room. which is also like long from down here. This is just the swing long. If we do come and take that out, then sure, I'll add a bit more onto it. My invalidation is still yesterday's low. I'm still happy to continue buying at these levels. So yeah, still very happy to continue buying at these levels. But I don't have a limit order set now. Oh, I'm up to $6 profit on Woo. Balling. I've been live for almost 2 hours. And I've made unrealized profit of $6. So I think I might wrap this up soon and chill out for a bit. So yeah, we'll do any like final questions and stuff. We'll wrap this up soon. So any more questions, any more things that people want to ask me, then go ahead. But I think at this stage, Bitcoin hasn't taken out the lows. We don't know if that is going to happen and when that's going to happen. We don't want to be sat here all day waiting for that to happen. Froylan, just copied your trade on Woo, and all I can say is woo. How do you choose these altcoins to trade? Need to check all of your videos, lol. So was Woo one that was brought up during the trading room this morning? Or sometimes, you know what I do, like often, I just do this. I go onto Bybit, USD markets, I look at what's pumping, what's uploads on the day, what's downloads on the day. If something's uploads on the day, then I think, is this a token that I like to trade? Can I short it? So for all of these things, I don't know them. I don't know all of that. But then we came down to render and I like trading render. It's up on the day. Maybe I can short it. And then we go back the other way and you're looking at this and you're like, okay, all of these things, I don't like trading all of this. This is all just nonsense. But then you get down to IMX and you're like, okay, maybe there's a long. Maybe there's an opportunity to take a long here, which in fact on IMX there probably is. This is one that I've traded before. I kind of know how it plays. I know what it likes to do. And yeah, so maybe we're actually in a situation now similar to Woo, where this is just taken out equal lows, and you're getting a bit of a bounce here. So generally, I just do a bit of a scan. If I see anything, then I highlight it. I set an alert, and then I continue to. Oh, $8 profit on Woo. Got my. Oh no, it's even more. It's going up. It's going up. It's going up. Yeah, that's generally what I do. There's also some like a website that's quite good for scanning like where you're getting volatility and stuff. I think it's called like Scalp Screener or something like that. I check that every now and again. But yeah, generally I just have a watch list of tokens and I will trade the tokens that look decent from that watch list. So Woo's one that I've traded before. Traded it quite successfully before, quite liked it. So yeah, that's that. If we take out the lows on BTC, wouldn't we invalidate that local bull CVD? And wouldn't that be bad? I'm not talking about taking out the low from yesterday. I just want to take out this low. Have we got CVD divergence against this low? Even if we have, I don't think we're seeing enough volume to say that that's particularly valid. But no, this is the low that I'm talking about. So the low that's around that previous day value area low. I don't want to see yesterday's low taken. I don't want to see previous day low taken, but I'm happy to take out today's low once again. So we can take out the London lows. If you remember back to the very beginning of the stream, all those hours ago, taking London lows was the plan for the open. That's what we wanted to do. That's what we were looking for. So if we can come and take out London lows, that would be a scalp long. It's just taking forever to do it. But the problem is we started off the New York session at the top of the London session. And it's because it took the whole of London to get up there. It's taking a long time to get down there too. So yeah, we'll see. I'd like to long London lows. It is as simple as that. There is confluence down there. Looks okay. That's the area that we were looking at anyway. And yeah, I think that's it. Cool. So I think that's it. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you everybody for watching. Oh, TV, sorry, I've just seen your question. That came in just too late. I will come back again on another stream. Ask me a little bit earlier, and I'm happy to go over my trading journey and all of those type of things with you guys. But that's like an early stream type of thing, not when I'm already like brain dead from talking for 2 hours. Okay, cool. Thank you, everyone. Please do hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe. Check out tauruscrypto.com if you'd like any more information about ourselves and the community. Join the Discord. Ask anything you like in the chat there. We're always around. Send us a message on the website if you would like to. And yeah, I will see you again on Thursday for the next public stream. And we have New York Trading Room with the crew tomorrow. So crew, well, I'll see you. I'm around the rest of the day anyway. And yeah, for the rest of you guys, I'll see you on Thursday. Cheers. Bye-bye.